Let's do it. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Drew Danger, the lounge, the new lounge. This is the Man Cave, the adventures of Drew Danger and Rican Ranger. And today's adventure is nostalgia is a heck of a drug. Sorry, guys, I don't cuss, but I am with the message. And here's the thing, it's also nostalgia strikes back. Because today we got some nostalgia for you. We got some questions. We got some new stuff that nobody's ever talked about that's going to shatter the entire nerd culture, the entire Power Ranger culture, the entire everything culture, video game culture. Everything's going to change. We got some great news. We got some great things going on. We got some great topics. We got our guest special talk discussion. So we have a segment that we're trying to work where we talk about a certain star. And we're going to be talking about a certain star who I got to meet. And it's going to be really cool. We're going to get into that. I'm going to stop blabbing and I'm going to pass it over, if he's ready, to my guy, Rican Ranger, because he wants to share a little video, little discussion, kind of kick it off that way. Go ahead, Rican Ranger. Tell him what's going on.
Well, basically, shout to Consumer TV, shout to Renee, shout to Henry KoD. I got the Resilient Army with me today. We're going to start doing open floor discussions with actual fans in real time. It's always morphin' time with Rican. So I had this conversation with Drew. You guys already know it's Rise of the Ninjetti, right? So we always talk about the canon. A lot of people are asking me where the movie's going to hook up, where's it going to take place. A little bit of plot details because there's a lot going on with Power Rangers dying, right? So that's the rumor and the smoke. So we're trying to figure out who's doing universes. A lot of the YouTube creators are doing their own things. The AI wave is starting up that I'm a part of. So, as we organize and go through things, I look for inspiration in things that are already created, right? So obviously the ninja seasons is a lot of the inspiration. JDF's a lot of the inspiration. But I've been telling you, Drew, I like putting stuff together. Like the second and third movie, obviously, will have some space, some SPD. The guy's been talking about Star Trek, which is great because you saw Johnny appear with Karen with the SPA suits, right? And they look like Star Trek suits to me. I always said that. Yeah. So once and always, I think tapped into something where you can almost merge fan bases, right? So I want to bring it back to formula with the ninja and the origins in the first movie and establish the ancient Rangers, right? And go back. And then that's how you go forward. You pull the slingshot back first. So after the ancients and the martial art influence is established and the suits look how they're supposed to look with the first movie, and we're here, I definitely want to go into cosmic stuff with space, SPD, and merge that. And then the third movie, of course, I don't know where it will fit in, but I definitely want to do the car seasons too. So Ninjetti will have a lot of mystic force, like I was telling you, witches, wizards, because they're ancient rangers. You can get into some of that Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Knights of Tyrannog, all that other type shit in the first one. And then the second one will have the sci-fi element. And then as long as I get the RPM, I had some RPM stuff up earlier. Operation Overdrive, Lightspeed Rescue. You can even sneak in there with the vehicles. Like you got to get the car theme in there somewhere too. So the Black Ranger from RPM, so casting is a big thing because everyone's like, yo, is your script done? Is your script done? But it's like, if I don't really know who I'm casting in a part, I can't really write and determine how far the character arc is or, exactly where the script's going to go because not every actor is the same. One actor may not be able to carry the role, or if I have a change in the script, like their acting chops will determine how well and how intricate I can use them. And that's going to take some time. So a lot of these chop offs and where I need the fans is like, yo, who should really play these parts? Because I talk about Raina Valenham. Like I have two suits, right? I have turquoise tiger. My daughter made purple puma. So she looks like a cat. Like she looks like a Thundercat. Like her aesthetics, her attitude, her age. She's a black belt, 7th-degree black belt in Taekwondo. She's gonna cost bread, but like the caliber of person that I need for that part to carry a female lead. she's got to be a real fighter. You know what I'm saying, Drew? So the martial arts thing is
Absolutely.
huge. So let's talk about this bootleg universe real quick, right? Because the bootleg universe they did right here with KoD Sackhoff, I call it the Dawson's Creek Rangers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about it before. Where are you at with it? Because I know JDF, he liked it, but he thought it was a little too extra, a little too much killing, a little too much over the top with certain things, right? He said you should definitely push the boundaries of PG-13, and he was with the whole Cobra Kai movement, which is awesome because when Strife gets involved, he knows that shit like the back of his hand. So having his input with what we're doing is huge,
Right.
huge. If we can do this Angel Grove University, Stone Canyon versus Angel Grove and capture that high school, college kind of battle each other, like, you know, with the karate stuff, you can kind of essentially have your own Cobra Kai within the Ranger universe, right? We talk about that all the time. So it's not like they don't know what to do. It's getting the money to move around and getting the right conversations and getting people to invest in it enough. Because if enough fans are barking about it and talking about it, then they're gonna have to give it to us like hungry hippos, you know, the chickadees in the nest with the worms. Like you gotta ask for it. We gotta keep. To me, that's why I say it will never die. Because if we get enough of us chirping for it, it's there's no way. I mean, Power Morphicon, they're not canceling Power Morphicon, so you know, I eat the whole mic up, Drew. So where are you at with everything? You know, I'm obviously
Okay,
trying to
Rican.
tie in people
Um,
from other universes. You know,
Here's what I'll say. About Power Rangers, I think the news we got today that we're going to get to really kind of changes the current and the movement of Power Rangers right now, as well as other things that we thought might be out or things that have never returned, that may never return. I think things have changed with the announcement today. And I think that if handled correctly, we can definitely more than just have wishful thinking. I think things are going to be moving in a
mm-hmm.
direction to change everything right now. I think that there's a big shot right now to do a lot of things and bring back a lot of really interesting brands, and as well as start up some new ideas on top of it. I think that it'll influence new ideas. I think old ideas that are proper will come back. I think things are really going to match up, and I think now's the time because of the news we got today and the ideas that we were working on based upon some things that I had checked out, looked at, kind of brainstormed about, and put together. But I can't say what it is yet.
Well,
We
don't
have
tell
to
them
go.
yet. Don't tell them yet. It's
No,
just
no, 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 no. I'm gonna put it to you guys like this: the future is so bright. You gotta wear shades. Okay.
I
I'm just
can't wait to
saying.
see the states.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying. I'm just saying. Okay.
answers here
It's that
too. By
good.
the way, you heard Drew?
What's that, buddy?
Answers here in the background too. Whenever
Oh,
you're
okay,
ready,
great, great,
it's
man.
Mike.
Tell him I said hey.
He's mic'd up. Everybody's mic'd up. The room's in
All
the back.
right. You guys want
So,
me to play this Power Ranger deal right here? Put this thing on?
which one? The
The
video?
bootleg. Yeah, but you want me to do the
Yeah, you
bootleg
can.
now?
I have it on in the background. They know what I'm talking about. I got it playing in the
Oh, you've
lounge.
already got it set up playing for him.
Yeah, they're familiar with the topic. They're good, so you can run it on this side.
Okay,
Let's
I'll
start
run it
with-
on this side. Here
Yep.
we go, everybody.
I'm gonna narrate, right, so we don't get copyrighted. But
Sure.
basically, what I was telling Drew the other day is KoD Sackhoff is kind of a big figure. You know, um, she did good with the Mandalorian. She was on Battlestar Galactica. So when I remembered that she was the Pink Ranger in this Dawson's Creek thing, I'm like, hey, you know, I like how this is filmed. The darkness of it, it gives me a little bit of Zack Snyder verse going on, right? As far as darkness, the blood, the way it's filmed, the way it's shot. So for everybody asking, Ninjetti's kind of gonna look like this, like the same way Aaron kind of looks like a superhero beatdown with everything. You know what I mean? And he's trying to evolve from that for a theatrical style release that actually looks the part. that's what it's going to be about. So the way that this bootleg universe looks and plays, I like it. I wouldn't mind Rise of the Ninjetti, the trailer looking like this. So picture a trailer almost like this, but on a higher level, right? Katie Sackhoff can be, once we go through the universes with the ancient amulets, I mean, you could do like all these multiverse movies have been doing with cameos, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
you start building the MCU style. You know, I'm the Kevin Feige of this shit. That's the point. That's what we're trying to do, Drew. Russo brothers have some of the best movies with the MCU, with the two of them. So I feel like if people get involved, like Johnny gave us the cosign. Shout to Rudy. You know, Rudy gave us a shout when he was up there. There's people out here doing their thing that love Rangers. So the right conversations need to be had if we really want to change things and do things and get to those higher ups. Because Johnny was an easy cosign. That was I had no idea. You know, I wasn't expecting. I was a long shot. I just went in his comment section. I'm like, yo, we need you, bro. On some frustration, you could see it. I screenshotted it. I was just like, yo, because Johnny's my second in command. The Black Ranger technically is second in command when it comes to MMPR, right? So Johnny being the man right now, and then Amy's in the cut chilling like the Ranger Slayer on the throne, right? On Draken's throne, because he's gone with the comic book. She's chilling too. Yosti's going now. We got proof that Yosti's watching because of Brent. So we're gonna have that unfold. We don't know where Yosti's gonna wind up on all this shit. But for us, making the movie is like, all right, we don't want to burn those relationships. That's why Aaron, if he's having some trouble, like we may not be able to help you financially, so to speak, or as far as like filming, teaching you anything about filming, but some of the ideas and how the suit is supposed to look like. I've got liquid metal weapons. That's why I'm glad the KoD's here because I'm not gonna get Jack move. I got witnesses. I have liquid metal weapons like T2 and Terminator, like the cosmic energy when you're morphed, you can channel the lightning and superheat and super cool your weapon and your weapon morphs. Ain't nobody doing that with Rangers. So if they take it, I get to come for you because I'm open with it and I have my copyrights and I'm protected. So if you're taking it, I already beat you. You know what I'm saying? I spent years. A lot of people don't understand. Like I talk my shit because I spent years writing these ideas down and coming up with ways that I can't get got because I know it's so competitive out here on who's making what and who's doing what, and everything's been done under the sun, Drew, right? So
Right.
it's like you really got to do something to shock the people to make them pay attention. And you can't tell me that ever since I started screaming "We shall rise" and Ninjetti, it hasn't happened. So I don't want anyone to think Rican is looking for trouble or doing anything when I talk about anyone else. I won't even say no names. Any other YouTuber doing anything, I support it all. But I just want to I want everybody to recognize the artistry in each other, and I think we're stronger together. And five separate YouTube universes that don't really work and are not really popping off enough to make a difference within themselves, coming together like five Rangers and putting the weapons together like they do in the show is what we should do to take out the corporations. And my suits and my ideas, I feel like are good enough, but I can't do it by myself. I got it. I'm lacking the equipment, the crews. We're getting the stunt people together. We're having those conversations. It's gonna take some time, but where other people are failing, if we come together like the Knights of the Round Table and the Musketeers, it may give us an Angry Bird slingshot at the door and knock so hard that when they open that bitch, we we rushing in and then they can't get rid of us. And then the fans are dictating. So when I say it's not dead, that's what I'm saying. That's what I believe in. That's what I think that we can honestly do as a fandom. So I want to basically, this is a good day, Drew, because I've been seeing it. Nostalgia, nostalgia. Go on Henry Streams. I've been seeing it. Nostalgia is up right now. Everyone's getting a piece of the monkey bread right now. It's like franchises are getting redone. Everything's getting re-spitballed. You know what I'm saying? They going for the bag, and they don't believe that Power Rangers can do that. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life, bro. Power Rangers has the potential to rival the MCU, if not shit on it. You know what I'm saying? Because it has every element of a superhero franchise, every single element. And you can put the drama in there too and make it half a novela, you know, in a soap opera like the original MMPR was. It even has more appeal for story writing too. And nobody can do the universe, multiverse better than Rangers. We got 30 years of this stuff. So stuff like this with the bootleg universe and all these other YouTube things, I feel like the fans got to come together in a way that the networks and nobody has ever seen. And you know those big ass door knockers with the rope like they used to do, like the Battle of Troy when they sent the Trojan horse, you know what I mean? You got to just kick that door down and be like, this shit is not dying. There's too much cool stuff you guys haven't even tapped into or even cared about or done enough right because you're too worried about the bag. When we say it all the time, it's field of dreams. You build it, they will come. Then when they start seeing all the White Sox players coming out the cornfield, what are they gonna do with when the batting lineup? You got Johnny, you got KoD Sackhoff, who else? Scott Atkins for Ninja, we talking about. And then if I put my first 50 grand on the movie and we pay OG and I start telling the whole world I don't think there's one martial artist that can take him down on set, then what? I told you that off camera, Drew. You know what I'm saying? If you guys don't know who OG Silverback is, he's someone very close to Drew that introduced us and is involved with the movement. And I've got armor for him. He's going to be the protector of the temple, and the temple's going to fall. That's the whole movie. I'm not scared to say what it is. At least the first movie, the Najeti Temple is falling. The whole grid is coming for it. And OG Silverback Gorilla has to protect the whole temple and pass the sacred animal coins and ancient amulets to the next generation. I'm bringing it back to go forward. No one is doing that. No one is doing that and can do it like I could do it. So 50 grand on OG to me sounds like a great plot. And if anyone knows how good of a martial artist he is, if you put him in some armor with two machetes like the armored Spider-Man, two machetes on his back, you know, all silver, black, and you know, it's a fight for the temple, and then we build from there. So any questions from anyone? If you guys want to come up, answer if you want to tap in, anyone if you want to tap in. What you got, Drew?
Well, we just finished the video. Let me see. Where do we start with everything? We did the bootleg.
I like to see what people feel about that, the bootleg universe. If you guys want to chime in about how you feel about the bootleg universe, the KoD Sackhoff idea, basically like a multiversal Ranger thing, you know. We get Amy, KoD Sackhoff, and the girl from the 2017 movie. Like that would be a wave. That would be a wave.
Right. So. You want to hit up the GameStop talk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could get into that. So, guys, we got some crazy news about GameStop. Rican and I are both going to touch on this. Here's what's going on. They have announced that they're going to bring back all gaming systems to GameStop and a retro revamp of their company, which means classic Nintendo. That means Nintendo currently everything. They're bringing that back, the old games, new games, kind of putting it together, which means nostalgic merchandise. They're really booming this out. And they're saying that they're putting their stock in the company, that their belief of retro merchandise and ideas coming back is really going to be something. And that's what I got. And we've got a special guest, which is great as we start to talk about this. Should we bring him in?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who camped up, bring him right up. And let's chop. Keep going.
All right, you're on. There's my guy.
What's up, guys? So Drew asked me to come on real quick. I'm gonna play this like Wesker and Resident Evil 5. 7 minutes is all I have to, or sorry, I did 5. 7 minutes is all I have to spare with you. So what's going on?
Number 11.
Oh man, so we
Strife
just
Life in the building, bro. The one and only.
What's up, guys?
Strife the Warrior.
What's up, guys? What's up?
We are here with Strife the Warrior, and we're excited to have him. We just got into the conversation about GameStop saying that they're going retro and they're going to start bringing in all the retro gaming systems and all gaming systems back to stores, doing it that way and bringing on the retro style, which means definitely retro merchandising. and doing much bigger things at their shop. So we expect to see all kinds of stuff pouring in there, which means the toy companies, the video game companies, the t-shirt video game companies, and socks and water bottles and whatever, they're all going to have to up that and really bring out some stuff.
I smell resurgence.
Yeah. We're really, really excited about that. How do you feel, Strife?
So a lot of people don't know this because a lot of people just see like my YouTube channel and they assume that like, oh, I just talk about these things. I've been a gamer all of my life. First game I ever played was Super Mario Brothers for the NES at the age of, I think, either 3 or 4. I also had a very extensive retro collection that I sold before I moved to Houston, which was I had a Super Nintendo, I had a Genesis, Game Boy Advance SP, original Game Boy, PS4, or sorry, not PS4, PS1, PS2, 64, GameCube. I pretty much had it all for the most part and whatnot. So I am glad. Well, there's two things. Number one, I'm glad that they started kind of debunking some of these like really highly graded Nintendo games that they were having, because they had like some Super Mario Brothers copy for like $1 million, which I was like, okay, there's no way, like, no way that it's that expensive. So I'm actually glad, because since the pandemic, we've had retro games start to kind of like spike up. Right now, this is going to be on a decline, which is good. Number two, the only thing you'll have to be careful about purchasing these things from GameStop is that when people have brought in these retro games before, they brought in a lot of counterfeits, a lot of copies and stuff, specifically like Pokemon games, for example. So that's the only thing that you'll have to be careful. Yeah, that's the only thing you have to be careful about. And there are videos out there that can distinguish like the real from the original. But personally, I think it's great. I've always been a retro guy, even though I have like some of the newer consoles and newer PC. Retro. I mean, actually, I brought the perfect shirt right now. This is from Chrono Trigger. He's one of the bad guys. So it's like, here my retro stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, it's always there's always going to be a market for it, especially like, as I was telling Rican, Terminator 0 just came out, which is a fantastic love letter to Terminator 1 and 2. I mean, we have like an MMPR game that's on the way. We have a Karate Kid game that's on the way, all because of the formula that Shredder's Revenge used. So yeah, I personally think it's great. Just the only thing I would just suggest about GameStop specifically, if you're buying from them, is just be careful of like the counterfeits that they, because some employees will just take trade-ins and not know the difference. But there are like counterfeits and things like that out there. So,
well, check this out. If GameStop is smart, they'll take the model of old school GameFly too, and they'll start doing like mailboxes. Like, I know I do that through my Whatnot store. I do a monthly $25 Dragon box, and you get comics, clothes, whatever you got coming through the bodega, like almost like Loot Crate. Remember the Loot Crate days, stuff like that. I feel like what's old is in again, and it's nothing new under the sun. It's how you redo it. Everything's getting remixed and redone. Even the music. I'm starting to make music again, and it's like, man, everyone's recycling a lot of the old 80s and 90s love ballads and just speeding up the tempo and stuff. It beats per minute, and they're adding the traps to it. They're doing the UK drill stuff. Like, it's very easy now in this digital era to make microwave food. So I want to talk about Reader's Rewind, because Reader's Rewind is dope. And I think this is something that Streets of Rage 4, that reboot really started. But that time when those games were coming back, the side button mashers, like now it's Power Ranger time. Like this one, I remember distinctively when it came out, playing it for Sega, bro, and I was cracked out. Cracked out. I don't know if anyone had the Sega version, but that game, I broke it. I had to buy it twice because I played it so much.
And I've also been personally following Reader's Rewind. So I actually, this past weekend, I don't know if you saw, I tweeted at the developer. I said, hey, is there any crossplay involved? Because crossplay is everything. I mean, look at Overwatch, look at Fortnite, look at Shredder's Revenge did it to an extent. If anybody that's making a successful beat 'em up is smart, they have to enable crossplay, because not everybody can afford to. Sorry, just make sure my notification's not going off. Not everybody can afford to have multiple consoles. I'm very fortunate that I've been able to have that. But for somebody that's maybe just have like, they can afford a PS5 because they can't afford to build a computer. I mean, that's their gaming console. And so that's the problem with that too, is that like if you don't have crossplay, then you're kind of alienating some viewers. Like, for example, when the first Cobra Kai beat 'em up game came out, they had no online play whatsoever, but they released it in the middle of a pandemic when everybody was forced to stay at home. Was anybody, really going over to people's houses to play local player? No. Like, online play was just like, just kind of out. So Readers Rewind, they confirmed that there is going to be online play, but not co-op. And that's the thing too, is just that, like, you have to find a way to adapt. Like, as you're talking about remixing things like that. It's always fun if you can have people come over. Like when I have parties or I go to a friend's house, I bring my Switch and I have like multiplayer games, but not everybody can do that.
Yeah, it's
so,
very
like,
rare,
right?
Too.
So like if you're gonna have like this revival of beat 'em up, you have to adapt it to be able to have online play, to be able to have cross play. And I think that's my real criticism with Readers Rewind is that there's no cross play. But I love the fact that, as you said, they're taking both from Streets of Rage 4 and Shredder's Revenge, that they're, like, this formula is actually working. And we could really see a great revival of beat 'em ups that we have not seen in a while. Like we can have our own era of Final Fight, Double Dragon, Streets of Rage.
Give me Primal Rage. Remember Primal Rage?
Yeah, exactly.
Did they do that yet?
So
there's some, but see what I'm saying? This is why I be telling you, I want somebody's job. Like, that's easy money for me. Like, who's doing Primal Rage? Where's the team? You know what I mean? Like, all you got to do is make these games feel like you're putting a quarter in the machine at the boardwalk. That's how I grew up. Turtles in Time, I spent buckets at the boardwalk in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? On the beach all day, and I'm in the arcade all night, or down there. Point Pleasant was my thing. That was the Turtles in Time game. We burnt that out. So that was an era.
Right.
The X-Men game. How can we not talk about the X-Men game?
Dang it, you took it from me.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing I want to add too is that, like
Jedi. Look,
that's exactly. One thing I want to add too is like, going along with this, we're also starting to see something that we didn't really have a lot of in the 90s, is really good video game adaptations. Look at Sonic the Hedgehog. Look at the Super Mario Brothers movie. I know a lot of people like to kind of like, they don't like the first Mortal Kombat remake that came out, but I thought it was good. Just the fact that they were actually able to do gore where the New Line Cinema version could not.
Yeah.
And the gore is literally lore accurate. So when I to kind of circle back to Terminator Zero, so the guy that wrote it, and I talked with this about Rican last night, he did script revisions for the Batman, the latest Batman film that came out. He's also the head writer for Batman Part 2, and he's working on a Mega Man film. So the fact that as long as you can get these guys that are in, whether it's on the gaming side or the movie side, to do things right, we're like in a whole new era to be very excited about. I mean, look, whoever thought we'd get 3 Sonic the Hedgehog films with such powerhouse actors like Jim Carrey? And I mean, the fact that they're able to bring these things in and to do it right. I mean, I've said this before, they're taking pages out of Cobra Kai. That along with Creed, was a good way of like, hey, this is how you can mix the old and the new. So it's a very exciting time to be a nerd right now.
Yeah, what I like to say. Those are the guinea pigs, right? Those are the guinea pigs that prove a concept. It works. That's why I'm having trouble with Ninjetti, because everyone hasn't proved the concept yet. Everyone who's tried to do a fan film Ranger movie, Unworthy is the most successful one. So what's going on with games and nostalgia is everyone's getting their piece. So Readers Rewind is huge. Exactly. It's huge. I'm glad stuff like that is coming out. So what else we got, Drew, on the list?
Well, since we have our greatest warrior, Strife, here, I think we need to drop the bomb since he's here. You ready to drop this bomb?
I don't even have my Fallout gear. What do you mean drop the bomb?
Bomb. Rican, I'm going to say the.
Okay?
Yeah. We need to I think it's time to drop the bomb. We were cooking about this today. We got an idea. You guys are familiar with Sarah Brown, who played Caitlin Starr in VR Trooper. She did an interview that you could see on YouTube, and it is a trippy interview. But one thing she had made known was that she did not want to do Power Morphicon to reunite with VR Troopers because she didn't want any of the Saban people there due to her history, which is way too long for me to get into, but it's a trip. Right. And but people were on the show that she did. They said, what if you did, cons that were not attached to those guys and that were separate? And she kind of, she's a little quiet, but I think I could tell she was kind of thinking about it maybe. So Nobody, this interview was done, I believe, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago or something like that, right? So nobody's really, I haven't heard anything recently about that. So I was thinking after reviewing that video, which I've seen a couple times, but putting some notes on it and stuff, that hey, listen, we all love VR Troopers. There wasn't anybody that didn't really. VR Troopers even went places Power Rangers didn't go at times. Like they had to kind of calm it down at moments with silly stuff. But we all know that, you know, characters got killed, things were a little bit more rougher and gritty. And it was like, it was awesome. So, master plan. Rican and I were talking about this. VR Troopers reunion. Okay? We need to do our best as fans. Spread this around everywhere you can. Rican's got a plan. I don't know if he wants to share it yet, but he's got a plan.
Oh, yeah. If we get it right, if we get the reunion to pop off and we get a resurgence from VR and Mass Rider and that whole wave, we'll put them in the script because there's a huge multiverse scene. Like kind of like in Doctor Strange when he falls through the multiverse and he goes through different variations of the MCU. I'm going to do the same thing. And that's why I want KoD Sackhoff and people from even Unworthy, if he plays ball, like people from other universes will have a moment to kind of salute and dap everyone out here. Like basically everyone involved in the universe, kind of like the end of the Flash movie, you know, when he went through all the possible outcomes and possible, I want to have a moment in the movie where that fallout with you know, when the temple blows up or whatever, however it happens, that shine is there, because I feel like that crack in the amulet will send the power to, I mean, if KoD Sackhoff gets involved, all the Mando fan base comes with it. All the Star Wars fan base comes with it. So casting is very important. Having the Najeti Frog come back is like, God damn, like, all right, cool. This leveled it up. Like, so to deliver at that level, we got to keep stacking the cast. It has to almost be like the Order formula, but actually give them the movie.
Now tell them about your AI idea. Tell them about what we talked about.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing the same way that I've been doing Ninjetti armor and kind of locking it down. I have a lot of the suits done for Rise for the first 3 movies. A lot of the character armor, Zords, a lot of that stuff is done. I got to work on the combined modes now, and then I'm gonna do some VR Trooper mashups and do some VR Trooper redesigns and kind of take over. And as soon as Ninjetti gets steam, me and Drew want to kind of do the Pacific Rim thing with VR Troopers and see how that works too. And then maybe have those two, you know, Screeching and Double Dragons. I like also, what was the other ones we were talking about, Drew? The Alien, the Troopers.
We talked about SWAT cats. We talked about a lot of things. So I got a list here actually. So VR Troopers is one thing. The VR Troopers reunion, getting those guys back together. But here's the big kicker, because we got, you know, JB Reese, Michael Hollander, or Michael Bacon, whichever name he's using. We got, you know, Caitlin Starr, Sarah Brown. Of course, we got Brad Hawkins as Ryan Steele. But here's the big one.
The Joey Lawrence idea too. The Lawrence
brothers. We're gonna get to that one. But here's the big one for VR. Remember Red Python, the evil VR trooper?
Okay,
their buddy that they befriended.
So I haven't seen a lot of VR Troopers, but I'm kind of following along with your idea. But I'm
okay. Yeah. So the actress Wendy Lee that played her, it was one of the greatest episodes of VR Troopers. We're reaching out to her. We got to get that word out to her too, because they cannot have the reunion unless she's there. Because in the show, she was evil. They stopped it, brought her back, right? But that was it. They had a female Green Ranger, like what they did with Tommy.
Right. Okay.
So bring her back in and have her at this reunion, and then we could tell stories where she gets her redemption arc.
Right.
And we could do something with that. So put the word out, everybody, VR Troopers. But to add on to VR Troopers, shout out, this is for Angel Pest. I don't forget you. You know that. Masked Rider, TJ Roberts, where are you? Let's get you at this reunion with the VR Troopers. We need you there. People want to see you. People have been asking for you. You got to come back, and we got to get you at this reunion. We need VR Troopers. We need Masked Rider. You know what else we need? Mystic Knights of Tiranogue reunion. We need you guys there. We know you guys got the short end of the stick. We want to hear the story. We want you guys there. We want to meet you. We want to get your autographs. We want your pictures. We want this, guys. We have been asking for Mystic Knights to come back.
Excuse me.
Bless you, buddy.
Thank you.
And getting to the next one. Even though I'm not the biggest fan, but I know people want them there. Big, bad Beetleborgs. I know that people want that. So I'm saying, hey, bring it on. Let's get those guys in there.
Cosplay, it's great. You know what I mean?
Know.
Guys are the rejects. It's all the rejected franchises. SWAT Cats. I want to see some SWAT Cat cosplay. Street Sharks. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's not really getting the love in it. So we got a way of coming at the Comic-Con scene different and a panel different.
So let me ask something real quick. So this reunion, you guys, are y'all just trying to do like a one-time event kind of, or like a convention? Is that what you guys are trying to do with this reunion? Or is it like a show concept?
We want to get these guys reunited at a convention if possible, to get you guys connected with them. If it turns out that we could do a big thing, like a big convention scene of like some sort of RetroCon thing of the Fox era, or just the retro era of, Japanese suits, if we can do that, as well as retro cartoons, like Rican was talking about, SWAT Cats, different things, the voice actors, if we can turn it into a bigger thing, cool. But at least, if we can at least get them together once and see where it goes, I think this would be a huge thing that can.
You could definitely run the cosplay panel. Like once you feel 100, Francis will be involved. We talked to Francis. Hopefully she'll be there to represent JDF. We know Henry's not going to come, but he's got the invite.
We know Henry's banned. No, I'm just kidding.
So whoever wants to get down, me and Drew are planning on making an actual KoD panel. Like Adventures with Drew and Rican is going to happen. Like, because we're building connections within the back doors of the industry and trying to see, where we got to knock and who's going to answer, who's going to get involved, where the money's at, what job titles, what names we need. I'm on some Splinter Cell type shit right now with Ninjetti. So I feel like it's not enough. Like Ninjetti's the core, it's bringing it back, but the middle will be Rangers. Of course, you got to do the Dino themes. You got to do space. You got to do SPD. You got to do all the cosmic. Got to do all the dinosaurs in the middle, right? You got to do Dino Thunder. You got to do MMPR. You got to do and maybe Cosmic Fury. Basically, all the Dino seasons together, and then you got to do all the car seasons together. So that's the middle, and then the end is basically VR Troopers reboot, like the cartoon reboot, CGI universe. They go like Tron. What was the last Tron? Legacy. So picture Tron Legacy evolving with VR Troopers and matching them together and having them now, and then throwing a little bit of the reboot cartoon, Beast Wars. You know what I mean? As iconic as those were back then, Final Fantasy, Spirits Within, that type of stuff. Put it all together. So VR Troopers is just another small pocket universe that if we start to get going and they start stealing it and you see people jocking it and suddenly moving to the right and doing this, then we know that our concept and our proof worked. And I feel like VR is a good way to do the quantum continuum, the quantum leap type of stuff. Like basically, this is a first. I've never told no one this is a script leak. All right. The Quantum Ranger links up with VR. That's how it's going to work in the script. You saw the fight scene between Johnny and I can always forget this guy's name. Who's the guy?
Down South. Yeah.
Love him too. If I can get him and Johnny to rematch that fight scene in my movie, that's the point. So there's going to be a big scene, and the Quantum Ranger is huge in this movie. He's the one that's moving through the universe, trying to protect everything, and gets with Johnny. So that's why I was thinking, I don't know how you guys feel, but the redemption of Rocky and Steve Cardenas, I want him to publicly fire Zach McGinnis. If he does that, he can get with Rocky, and he can get with Adam, and I got the Bash Brothers, just like the movie. Because they have a dynamic. If you watch the 95 movie, Rocky and Adam go together. That's why the situation in the comic books rubbed me the wrong way, because they were so close. Obviously, they were feeding on how close they were in the actual sagas, right, in the show. So it's like, I want to take that and make them ninjas and Ninjetti and make them credible. You guys want to make them that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, not everybody wants that. That was my point. So that's why I was like, if Rocky wants to get on some redemption stuff, you got to leave, bro. You got sorry, Zach. You got and whether he's gonna turn his back on the money is what we're waiting to see. Because right now he's looking like a fake friend, not riding for JDF. When if he was smart, I could write him in the movie so easily, Steve. And I have his suit ready to go. I even debuted it early on, but I didn't tag him because Steve's loyalty is what? Where is he at? Johnny's out here showing love. We know who the real Ranger is.
So real quick, I want to talk about your VR Trooper reunion. And yeah. I will say it's a possibility of work, and here's why. Do either of you guys remember Blood In, Blood Out?
Yeah.
So get this. They did a reunion. Even Benjamin Bratt showed up. As big of an A-lister, that B-lister, whatever you want to call him, is, but you know, he was the most out of that movie. He was the guy that had like such a longevity career. Even he showed up, and I think the only guy that was missing was Damian Chapa, but he had been like at a previous one and things like that. And Blood In, Blood Out is such a cult classic that, like, you know, that movie was set up for failure from the get-go, but it had such a good movie. I mean, you know, it was just such a great film. Bill Conti scored it, the guy that scored the Rocky and Karate Kid movies. There is such a strong, even if the fan base is small, the fact that the fan base is so strong that they were actually able to get Benjamin Bratt to come to a reunion. I mean, that tells you all there is, you know, all that needs to go. So if you guys can have that same, you know, same energy, and I know you guys will, same energy, same willpower. If you guys could get, you know, if they were able to get Benjamin Bratt to a Blood In, Blood Out, I think this VR Trooper thing, that, you know, VR Trooper plus Mystic Knights plus Masked Rider, it could definitely work. It's just going to take persistence. That's the only thing as far as that goes. But that could even if it's just a one-off convention or things like that. If you can just get it to happen one time, I mean, it's documented forever.
Well, I would debut new suits. I would do new suits for the VRs, and they would.
Oh no, I was talking about the reunion, not the film, but just the reunion specifically.
Just to have them, just to have them all at the convention. And Strife, listen, I got 3 more to announce. I'm gonna let you guys have it. Just 3 more. So I'm gonna get the one I'm like about the most, but they are part of that whole family. A Sweet Valley High reunion, just because a bunch of Power Rangers were on, a bunch of them were on the show.
Yeah.
So we got to include them. We can't leave them out of the group.
Right.
And here we go. We got tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills that was on USA Network.
Yep.
They are part of the family. They do need to be at that reunion. And the last one, which Rican kind of mentioned, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. And Matthew Lawrence, who played Servo, has been doing a lot of videos with his brothers. So he seems real internet friendly. So he might jump on. And Rican had an idea where in a future story, if he could get it to go, him and Joey possibly being superhuman samurai powered and leading with a collaboration with the VR Troopers and Power Rangers and a story. This is the idea.
It's all based on the temple. You know, so other dimensions help protect the temple because the Nageti temple is basically like an anchor being. It's like the Dark Tower in Stephen King. If it falls, it collapses a part of the grid and makes a hole. So that's why it's so important. So having these other brands and having other people come together gives an opportunity for the film to be bigger than a White Dragon or bigger than just JDF in it. It's something that the whole universe and extended universe can tap into, and we just keep writing and adding onto it so it gets bigger and bigger to the point where the wallet is there. Now we can really start delegating and getting some stuff done. That's going to change everything.
So here's a question for that list. How extensive do you want to get? Because you could also throw in WMAC Masters in that too.
Yes. No, let's put that down. We need WMAC Masters. Yes, we do.
And the reason I'm going to say that is because you had people,
you know.
Well, not only that, but you had people in that show that were directly involved in Mortal Kombat. Ho Sung Pak was the Liu Kang motion cap for the games Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and then
anything superhero related, bro. Even, you know, the Buffy stuff, anything.
Right.
Anything superhero related, show-wise, Smallville people. That type of stuff. I'm open to all of that because we got to build a whole movement in real life. It's got to move from the internet to an actual convention where, hey, you got people coming out. You got people walking around in Ninjetti suits in a movie that's not even made yet. Aaron's doing it. Shit,
Right.
why can't I walk around promoting a movie that ain't out yet? He's doing it. So it's like, what am I really doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? You just got JDF. That's why they're telling you they're milking it. But I made JDF a couple of times too. Now I got Johnny. So what does that make me? Like, what are you now? Let's get this right. Let's get his movie. Where do you want to go? Like, that's the conversation I've been trying to have. Because if we're not lifting up Jenna and making sure Jenna's eating the right way, because as soon as Jenna does the OnlyFans things, it's a wrap, bro. We've lost. You know what I mean? Like,
so the one thing too I want to say about Womack real quick was Chris Casamassa was also Scorpion in the very first Mortal Kombat movie
That's
too.
right.
So I feel like that's just such a integral part and whatnot.
He was his
See,
father.
I know a lot more than I'm letting on. I'm just letting y'all know.
Bro, we're gonna do a
no, I'm with you. His father trained JDF.
Yeah, so
we got it.
Yeah, so there's the JDF connection.
Yeah. So I just want to come on here real quick and show some love real quick, but I got to bounce out because I still got errands. I'm still behind on content myself, so I got to.
No, do your thing, man. And I was going to tell you on WMAC Masters, Shannon Lee was on there as the host, so we could possibly get Shannon Lee, Bruce Lee's daughter, and to add on to that family, Ty Montgarello, who played Leroy Green, Bruce Leroy from Last Dragon, also made an appearance on that show. So look at that whole thing. Yeah,
you got Ernie Reyes. Tell him you got Ernie Reyes.
Yeah, Ernie Reyes. Yep.
So we're trying to lock that in too.
We can't say, but he's around possibly. Yeah, but
we're shaking the ground a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah.
But but for sure. I appreciate you guys having me on. I wanted to throw my 2 cents in on the topics you guys were talking about. So I will talk to you guys later. So
all right, Strife, stay awesome. Thank you.
Y'all too. See ya.
See ya. Wow. That was the legendary Strife the Warrior. That's my guy. That's my brother. I'm so proud that he came on the show. Guys, check him out. If you don't know about Strife, you need to check out Strife the Warrior. His content is great. He does amazing things, and he's just all-around neat guy. Makes the world a better place. All in. So, Team Strife. We need some shirts. But anyway, we have to figure that out. But yeah,
we're doing good on time.
We're doing great on time. I was hoping tell some more people to jump in.
Answer's right here. He's right here tapping in. What's up, bud? Yeah. Filming, hopefully within 2 years, I could get some people behind camera. I've been at it 6 months. The comic has a developer. I have someone doing a 4 to 6 book comic series, Inside and Out. She's doing the teaser poster, and I'm trying to get OG to agree to be in the trailer. OG and Viking Samurai. Once I get an actual trailer, then I can tell you guys how close filming will be from that point once I got the trailer out. So hopefully we could get the trailer done first, and then that will help us champion the wallet to get the rest of it done and get more people involved. But the people we do now, I think we could shoot an ill trailer to help raise more money and finish the movement and get more people involved. So we'll see. So 2 to 5 year plan, honestly.
Is he going to come on? Hey, what's up? Come on in.
Did you want to hit the link? He can't really hear you. Hold on. Did you want to hit the
link?
Come
on in, man. Hit the link.
Drew wants you to come in and wipe your feet. Is there a link? It's a link in the chat. It's like a StreamYard link in the KoD. Or in this chat too. If you go in this chat, I shared a StreamYard link.
Hang in there, guys. We're just working it out to bring people on the show. But yeah, write down in the comments. Let us know what you think about this awesome reunion. Thank guys. VR Troopers
back there.
reunion. Masked Rider, Mystic Knights of Tyranno, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills, Big Bad Beetleborgs, WMAC Masters, and lastly, Sweet Valley High. All part of that whole generation, putting them all together underneath one roof for a big reunion for these actors to come and connect with the community. And of course, Power Ranger actors are always welcome to come too, so we can get it all together in one thing. And I think if we do this, this could be the new it convention scene. You know, we got to try it out first, but I think this could definitely be that. You know,
Yeah.
and we can really, really talk about doing some really cool things, as well as having those retro cartoons, the voice actors, Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks,
Well, Johnny does
SWAT
a lot of
Cats,
that, which is good. Johnny does a lot
Captain
of
Planet,
voice acting.
and Johnny Young Bosch does do a lot of voices. Yeah.
There goes the answer right there. Can you find the link, bud, or no? All right, go ahead. Just hey, you have to listen to him on the mic, Drew.
Okay. We've got, is this answer 06?
I reached out to a couple of martial art companies that I know, like, to see if we could get some of their stuff to use for the production.
Right.
Unfortunately, Century Martial Arts is tied into the Cobra Kai series and the movie that's going to be coming out in a couple of years.
Right.
So I got to do a pause on them, but I have two other companies, Macho Martial Arts out of Florida and Asian World out of Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
And then there's another one in Brooklyn, New York, that I'm friends with the owner. That I can reach out to Kenji-san in Brooklyn, and maybe we could get some help from them as far as any of the weaponry or uniforms or the tabby boots, whatever you guys would need. We just got to figure that portion out, and I'll be able to assist with that.
Right, right. No, definitely. Drew was telling me a little bit about that, which is good. You said PA in Brooklyn. That's basically where I'm from. My pops grew up in Fort Greene. I grew up in Jersey and then moved out to Philly in PA. So, I mean, those type of connections might work at some point because suits, honestly, you heard Henry, that's the next step is getting the suits right, getting them to look how they supposed to look and competing at that level. So any type of connection like that, answer is work definitely, man. Anytime. Get with Drew, get with me, hit us with some DMs, exchange some information. Like I said, this movie is for y'all. Like it's my passion and it's my project, but without fan direction and you guys telling me, hey, don't do that, or hey, we like that, I won't do it right. Because I'm tired of them not making what we need, what we want as fans. It's got to grow up. It's got to evolve. So without the right input, it's just going to be another shit fan film that's not going to do anything.
To see if they can make some of the props.
Yes.
Like the points.
Yes.
You use the VR troopers, the virtualizer, Starlight Studios made them in the past.
Yeah. Yeah. I was telling Drew, maybe we should skip a couple steps and go right to toys. You guys know the so-so toys that have been coming out that look like the movie replicas, and they've been calling them different names for licensing. Like they call the white one albino tiger. They call the black ranger mammoth. And when you open them and you take the toy out, the statue, it's like a $200 statue, $150 statue. It looks like you can feel the PVC on the suit. Like it looks just like the movie suit. And they've found a way through the license. What I was telling Drew, and Angel's a big toy guy. I said, I do have a couple Chinese manufacturers that will do statues cheap that hit me up. But it's you got to put money in. It's in scared money don't make no money. But what I'm saying is if I can make the AI suits into statues and figures, that'll promote the movie too. Because all they want to see is that it'll sell toys. So if I have a bunch of pre-orders on some statues, I mean, look at White Dragon. You've seen those figures. They're all right, but are they Lightning collection worthy? Are they really something you would take out the box and put on your shelf? Like the Ninjettis hide in the mountains, so a lot of my statues, they're going to be like Dragon Ball Z statues. If you're familiar with how a lot of the Asian statues are made and stuff like that, that could be an angle for us too. So costumes, helmet makers, suit designers, cosplayers, all that stuff to take it from the internet to real life in the comic scene, in the cosplay scene. That's the plan next. What materials? I mean, someone was telling me the 89 Batman material would be perfect for the suits. You know what I mean? Almost like a rubber, but like breathable, like fabrics. I have to learn all that because they're gonna be filming in these for hours. Yeah, yeah. That's why this sit down with Aaron was so crucial. You know, I know Henry had to do what he did, and I know Aaron messed up coming out of YouTuber, but it's like, yo, Drew is coming from the stance, how can we help? What do we got to do? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're struggling and, you know, you need help in that area, the fans can help. Don't fish in the comment section for negativity and nonsense. Let's get the movie out. Let's get the ideas done, you know? So what do you think, Drew?
First off, Answer 06, I think I got a link sent to your Instagram that you can hit to come on. I think I got it right and sent it to you directly in your messenger.
There you go.
If that helps out. To answer your guys' question, yeah, there's a lot going on. Connecting with Aaron, making the suits happen, doing production with him would be a huge thing, and I would love to do that if he's up for that. I think he could really do a lot of things with the Bat in the Sun thing and putting these stories together, saving the franchise, really honoring JDF. Outside of Legends of the White Dragon, you know, of course, he's honoring with that, but we could add on to that and also continue the Power Ranger franchise or something like it to give that universe life and connecting the VR Troopers, the Masked Rider, the Mystic Knights, the Samurai Squad, the Tattoo Teenagers, the Beetleborgs. Sweet Valley High may not want to be fighting, but WMAC, you know, getting those guys, you know, putting them all together underneath one banner the way it should have always been. And here we go, guys. Answer 06. Nice. Actually, a person not on the phone. Here he is. How's it going, man?
Appreciate it. It's going well. How you guys doing today?
Hey, good, we're making things happen. We're making things happen. And Answer, here you go. I said I needed to give you one of those yesterday. So
yeah,
I appreciate it, sir. I appreciate it.
And Jay, supporter always, man. We appreciate you, man. You're always coming through, showing love. How you feel about everything that happened with Jason, bro? How we handled Barry Todd? I saw you giving salutes, you know, salute and dap. You know, I know Henry got a lot of respect for you too. So tell us how you feel about all of that.
The thing with Ferry, it made me upset because, like, I say this with the utmost respect. Victim mentality is not a good way to carry yourself. Right. And then especially you're part of a protected class. You shouldn't cry wolf, because then when it does actually happen, it hurts your own community. If you love that community as the way you say you do, you wouldn't do things like that.
Right.
But for you, for Drew, for Brent to step up and protect Jason the way that y'all did was commendable, especially Brent, who's not a Jason fan. So
yeah, for real.
An old saying that I've heard a long time ago. Big ups to Brent for that one. So
yeah,
he definitely gets
when
respect
he's on
from
this side. He ain't too bad. You know what I'm saying?
He
when he's
surprised
in the light,
me. I had to give him props too. Yeah.
But the thing with Francis, I don't like him and Francis. They be going too hard. You know, she's still the queen. You know, she's very close to Jason and attached to him. So the respect level has to be a certain thing for me. So they can disagree. You know, Francis is not right about everything. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, like, out of respect for JDF, like, she spent a lot of years with him.
Yeah, no female should be talking to that way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm old school, so like, you ain't gonna get me all riled up and disrespecting someone like that. So like, no.
But I do want to thank you personally, because you reached out to Drew. You've always showed love. So anything that I could do to get you involved with the movie, I definitely will let you know, bro. Because the movement,
please do.
Drew is basically my manager with everything, and we're getting hopefully Francis involved. We had some good conversations. You know, Henry and I are close. He does what he does. You know what I'm saying? This is the new viewing globe. That's how I treat it. You know, I don't try to eat off Henry or take his clout. Like, I've always been Rican since I showed up. Like, I'm really trying to save Power Rangers. So, and I think I have the crazy enough mind up here to do it, because I've been such a fan of different types of lore for 30. I look young, but I'm almost 40 years old, bro. I'm almost as old as the franchise. So I know that I can do what it takes to grow some shit in the mud that at least the diehards like me can hold on and make something out of it and take some seeds for the future. So we're going back, man. Ancient amulets, they're going to be in the belt buckle answer. You turn the belt buckle, and every time you turn the belt buckle, there's a morph. You know what I'm saying? So picture grown up Rangers, and then it's like ninja mode, stealth mode. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is, and the little amulet is like a dino gem in the belt buckle. Then when they morph, it comes out the belt buckle, right? They catch it, they smack it on their wrist, and they shoot a cyclone up in the air. And that's the morphing sequence. It's an homage to all the ninja seasons, Ninja Storm, all that other stuff. So just like the Iron Man movies in MCU, everything will upgrade every flick. I'll always keep you guessing. I'll always have the liquid metal weapons. Imagine having two nightsticks. You put them together and you put the little liquid metal energy in it, and then now you got nunchucks because you channeled a little bit of grid light. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's doing that type of intricate fight scenes and put together,
and
you know?
if you make the liquid look like greenish, like how the Beast Morpher the Beast Morpher Morphin Grid sequence looked, make it like that. It's like homage to that show.
Yes,
Because
and that's why
it talked
I
about the
need other
grid a
fans
lot.
like you who know other seasons. Like I was saying with the Lawrence brothers, if you watch Wild Force, we could use the superhuman samurai thing. If we got Joey Lawrence, that'd be a little salute to the universe, little homage. He could teach the elemental powers in their human form to them in the temple. And that could be a little side character, a little cameo. That'll help up the movie a little bit. So like stuff like that, if we don't have these conversations and try to get these people involved, it's just going to be another stupid fan film that won't go anywhere. It has to be big budget. It has to be, we got to knock on the big doors, basically. So any type of connections on that level to get the suits done is definitely what we need. We'll be in touch. I got some helmet guys I got to talk to. Drew has some helmet guys we're going to talk to. They're a couple $100 a helmet. Anyone who wants to get one, we'll send out the order. We'll give you guys receipts. If you guys want an Ninjetti helmet in real life, I'll sign them. I'm going to do prints. I got to build all this before it gets to that level. So when it gets to that level, I have it in boxes ready to go. That's the plan. So it's taking up steam. And once me and Drew really get in there as writers, I really want to Russo brother a lot of franchises and see where we can kind of venomize certain things and take the influence from Power Rangers and rub it off to other stuff with VR Troopers and some of the other intricate things. I got Double Dragons too with the comic books. So, you know, I'm going career, bro. 10, 15 years. It's going to take 2 to 5 for Ninjetti, and then I'm going 10, 15 years. I want to be 65, you know, a couple movies out, chilling somewhere like Iron Man in the cut, hanging off a mountain somewhere, you know. So we'll see. God willing, my lips to God's ears, basically. But having the fans involved from day one, you guys are here for the ride. Whoever wants to clock in and be involved, I will have my receipts, unlike Karen. Every dollar, you're going to get exclusive comics. I'll track everything, and then Henry's my lawyer. If I do anything fugazi, Henry's gonna be on me like white on rice. So it's like,
I know,
what
right?
can I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? You have to come correct. So that's why I appreciate you guys. As far as Ninjetti has gotten, it wouldn't have been without guys like Drew and you and the KoD and everybody else. So just the more noise we make, the better. Like I told Henry, we're shaking the house down. So I'm
You
excited,
just gotta
you know.
keep the dream alive, keep pushing forward, and just set benchmarks for yourself.
Yeah.
Get like a marble notebook from the dollar store and start writing this out, and then just hit those benchmarks, and then you just fold the page.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
No, I have a
absolutely.
print coming. I can't wait. I got a trailer coming. It's a mountain with a power coin of debuting the Komodo Dragon power coin with one of Rican's Ninjetti armors, and it's coming out in a trailer poster and a comic book. And then I'm gonna release the Ranger suits hand drawn, redrawn by hand with different artists and feature artists, and have them debut my suits on comic books. And then inside will be the prequel to the movie. That's the plan right now. And then if I could get to Pat Sky, he's kind of doing the same thing with the 2017 universe. So I want to take the bootleg universe and Patrick Sky's 2017, hence the Pink Ranger over there too, and like do the Back to the Future with the plug up, you know, and then have that branch down to what I'm doing. Then you got everybody channeling the Morphin Grid. then the lightning bolt is much bigger. So getting certain people involved like that, or certain people to put a suit back on, changes things. So y'all saw how the line was when Johnny put the suit back on. Imagine if he puts one of my suits on. Then we got a movie. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
if Karen was smart, if Rocky was smart, like, then Jetty can be a thing. I'm surprised nobody has done it already. That's
Yeah,
why
that's
I'm just
true.
sitting back amazed. Like, I can't believe no one's done it the way that I'm waiting for y'all. I need help. I'm looking for someone who could do it as good, if not better than me, because then I want to work for you. Let's do it together. Like, that's what Rangers do. We come together and we make it better, and we take out the enemy together in strength, all for one. But a lot of people can't work like that. And they don't have the passion, and I want to change the genre only because I'm a fan that's tired of the same stuff. Answer. I'm tired of
No,
the
I
same,
I get it. Like I got really
superhero.
hyped. Like I got really hyped when I saw the first two Bat and Sun, White Ranger and Green Ranger projects, and
Oh
then
yeah, oh yeah,
was watching the show again. And I'm like, it's not there. Then once and always piqued my interest because it felt more adultish. And
yeah,
then Cosmic Fury, for even though it was only 10 episodes, I was really surprised the direction they went with it. So like for a dude
yeah.
to lose his arm in a kid show, that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because my son he was 9 when the show came out, he was freaking out like, "Yo, this is not supposed to
Mm-hmm.
happen in Power Rangers." I'm like, "No, it did.
Yeah,
Actions has consequences."
yeah.
So
And that's what's so important about saving it, right? At that time when we was all watching it, what was really teaching us principles and honor and the martial arts way of life and discipline like that back then? What my parents were city slickers. They were working for Goldman Sachs in the city, bro. They were never home. I was in the street. Like, my mom was still yelling out the top window of the house for dinner on a Sunday. There was no cell phones. Like, we were the last generation to play outside. That's what this is about. That's what I'm
oh
fighting
yeah.
for. You know what I mean? Like, I had cones in my boy's backyard, and we thought they were putties. We used to make the noise, the gobble turkey noise, the blah, 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 blah. We used to jump around and act like we were fighting putties and kick the cones over and pull the morphers out. And this was a thing. Like, we had the weapons. Like, that's what it is. That's what I was trying to tell Aaron. Like, Power Rangers is a thing, bro. It's not just, it's a thing. It has a trauma response, and it teaches kids. It's not just a regular distract the kids with the same nonsense. So, at least for me.
No, there was a lot of principles, and it for me, like it's what got me started in martial arts. It
Mhm.
debuted in '93, and then '95 I started Taekwondo, and
Yeah.
then in '98 I started Shotokan. So it's like it's been a never ending journey for me. It's
Hmm.
constantly inspiring. In fact, my son is named after one of the rangers. I'm not gonna say which season, so I don't give out his name on the internet, but he's
Yeah.
named
Yeah.
after a Red Ranger. So that's to tell
Awesome.
you the impact.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're here to protect, and that's what we're here to evolve and make sure that our sons and our daughters, like, to watch my daughters make AI suits on their phone and laugh and giggle, like, "Dad, you like that?" Or, "Check this out." Like, that is worth it for enough for me. It's something positive. It's something good to keep them from, a boy breaking their heart, or, 16 and pregnant, or any type of bull crap on the internet that may distract my kids. It's positive. So they're drawing comic book covers, they're building armor. Like, it's all in how you protect them and provide for them. So to me, this fight
Yeah,
with the Ranger thing is good for the kids. We gotta save it.
you gotta save it, and then I hope Hasbro does something with it, even if they take a year break to figure everything out,
Yeah, I
so
don't
we could
think it's
keep
gonna
that
go
energy
away
going.
totally. Nah, it'll take a break for a little while. But while it's on break, we'll be working. We'll be building.
Yeah,
And I'm not, I spill a lot in here because I trust you guys and I know that there's moles and stuff. But no weapon form shall prosper. That's how I feel. It's like the Woo. If I could get RZA for the soundtrack, like, who's putting an ill soundtrack with the movie? If I make the soundtrack just as big as the flick, then it's like, come on, produced by the RZA, and you got a couple little Wu Tang joints on there. I'm from Bayonne, right over the bridge in Staten Island. I gotta have Wu Tang on there. I'll put Method Man in the movie. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I come from, who I am. So it's like those things will come together, and we'll
hey,
see.
I'm from
But
Brooklyn, so I get it, man. I get it.
it's kind of homage to where I come from, my old man, my bloodline. So it's gonna have that gritty feel. So Ninjetti is just the beginning, bro. So I appreciate it. I definitely gonna get with you with all that stuff and getting some gis made. I've got a nice emblem. We'll talk, Drew. We should definitely follow up with Answer on some stuff.
No, he's my guy, man. You know, for sure.
Hey,
so we're gonna be in touch.
Drew, give Rican my Instagram handle.
You got
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
No, I'll send it. I'll send it his way. And I gotta ask you, you know, my guy Answer 06, check this out. So what do you think? You heard the idea about the convention, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, what do you think? Putting all those guys together. I mean,
As long as you can make it a safe environment for Sarah Brown, I think it will be good.
Yeah. I think that we could totally put that together.
And her connection to Amy Jo, right, Drew?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She has a direct connection to Amy Jo. She was friends with her. So if we can get Amy Jo too, that would be crazy. Just getting Sarah Brown's
we just gotta be
attention.
careful with. We just got to be careful with Amy as well, because she also had the stalker issue. So as long as they feel comfortable,
yeah,
and you guys approach it the right way, I think everything will work out.
I want Amy for behind the camera more than in a suit. I feel like I can put Katie Sackhoff in front and the girl from the 2017 movie. Those will be my Pink Rangers. And then Amy can just do a Ranger Slayer appearance, like a cameo, but she mostly directs. And then put Johnny on fight choreography and direction. Forget about it. So Amy, Jo, and Johnny are going to be basically the Pacific Rim with me and Drew. That's our Fantastic Four. And then if I could get Yosti to jump in as the blue emissary, like in the comics, where he has the cape and he floats around and he's going in and out of the universe, crazy, bro. I'm telling you, the stuff I got is, I can't give them everything, but just know that they can't do it like me. This is years in the making. Like, my love for this franchise and my knowledge is like, bro, it's the Thanos coins right now. I'm just collecting them. You know, but at some point it's going to come together. And, you know, I thank you guys for all the love and support. So I'm excited, Drew. But
no, there's
don't let no one stomp on your dreams, man. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, definitely. You want to wrap us up, Drew? How long are we going?
All right. I was going to tell Answer 06 about my highlight special person, which is going to be Ernie Hudson. I wanted to talk about, I just got to meet him last weekend, and I wanted to kind of give some knowledge about Ernie Hudson and what I think. You know, I think he's a real special guy. What do you think, Answer 06?
I think that would be good.
Yeah. I think we need to talk about Ernie Hudson. Should I get the picture? I got a picture.
Yeah.
All right. I'll get the picture. Let me get it.
Yeah, so basically we want to do like this Rise of the Rejects kind of panel, all the rejected shows that never got closing episodes or send-offs or proper reboots, stuff like that. We can start maybe with people that aren't so expensive, but still have kind of a cult following, you know, and group them up. See who we can get.
You got to give them flowers too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, let's do it. Let's talk about Ernie Hudson, but I'll introduce this just right. Kind of block out my son, but
yeah,
there we go. So yeah,
fits right in, right? It looks like
it looks like a little family Christmas card. That's what we were saying. My wife and I were like, "It's like a Christmas card. Are we gonna turn this?" I said, "Hey, I'll turn it into a Christmas card." That one is the one the Ric Flair one looks like that too, and the we also met Lee Majors and Lindsay Wagner, and that one looks like a family photo too. So it's kind of funny. So, but Ernie, you know, I wanted to touch on Ernie Hudson because, you know, he was always that cool actor that you had in movies. You know, he started, you know, in Penitentiary 2. And he moved up to The Human Tornado with Rudy Ray Moore. And then we started seeing him on guest spots on Who's the Boss. You know, this is before, you know, Ghostbusters really set in. And, you know, we got Ghostbusters and we got introduced to Winston Zeddemore. You know, everybody's like, well, he wasn't on the original movie poster. Yeah, that was true. We wanted him on the movie poster. He also did understand that at the time he was kind of he wasn't known on a major mass level yet. You know, when Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis had been known on a heavy level. So of course they're gonna, starlight them the most. And of course the money is not going to be to their level at the time because they were Saturday Night Live, huge hitters. And Harold Ramis had wrote huge movies and huge scripts, from Stripes to Caddyshack to, he had also done Ghostbusters as well with Dan Aykroyd. They kind of collabed on that one. So, but by the time Ghostbusters 2 hit, he had, gotten more money. But here's the thing. His likeness rights, I think he just got those worked out recently with the last 2 Ghostbusters. But previous to that, he had not gotten his likeness right. So the studios were taking his likeness and making, action figures and, stuff like.
Not paying him. That's cool.
Yeah. So, here he is in Ghostbusters 2 with the smile, right? But he was saying, I don't get any royalties for that. He said the other guys, because they were huger stars, they were able to kind of cut a deal, and they didn't cut a deal so much for me. So they're making this stuff, but I'm not seeing the royalties. So I think he's cutting into the royalties right now. And I really hope that he gets his deserved due for that, because he's just as official as a Ghostbuster as anybody else. And really the message is this. So everybody kind of looked like Ernie was the odd man out, but Ernie always kept a smile on his face. Ernie always had a good attitude. And like I was telling Rican, I said, can you think of a time once Ernie was rolling, which was when we were kids, like he wasn't working, that you didn't see him? And Rican went, no, I always saw him. He always was working, so he was blessed. Harold Ramis actually wrote a lot of things, put him in it, gave advice. Bill Murray did things. Dan Aykroyd did things for him outside of Ghostbusters. And so he was always blessed. He was always doing stuff. Oh, I almost forgot Space Hunter. He was in that. That's when he was rocking the bald head still. So Space Hunter was another one with Peter Strauss. Don't want to forget that. Michael Ironside. And he was always working and doing stuff. So moving to 2024, right? Even a little bit before then, way before then, when the convention scene really started to pick up momentum, even before then, Ernie was always at conventions. Ernie was always connecting with Ghostbuster fans, right? Mm-hmm. The others were not at conventions, but Ernie was. And it's kind of funny because it was kind of like this. Bill Murray was seen as the most popular Ghostbuster, right? That's what we all came to know. It's changed now because Ernie was always out there. Ernie always connected with fans, and he treated you like family. So guess what? Ernie is now the number 1 Ghostbuster spot. They gave him the keys to a couple cities, and the new Ghostbusters. Sorry, guys, spoilers alert. If you haven't seen both of those yet, we're going to get into it. They're out on. You can buy them on DVD. They're out of theaters. So Ernie, if you guys saw the new movies, he's running the Ghostbusters now. He's like the head guy that runs all the business. Ray's retired. Peter's back in psychology, kind of retired. Harold Ramis passed away. He's the one really running it, setting up all the new labs, the new technology, the advancements in the proton packs. It's all Winston. Mm-hmm. So see, he waited his time. He had to take the hits, but he waited his time, and look at how he paid off. And let me tell you about Ernie. When we met him, he came through and he said, hey, everybody, how's it going? He came directly over to me, shook my hand, had a conversation with me, my wife, and my son for a good minute. And he's like, all right, I got to jump back and put the jumpsuit on. He put on the jumpsuit. He came back over, started talking again, and he did it one more time. And then we took the picture, and he said, yeah, I'm going to be over at this booth. He and his wife are both there. And we talked with them we kept coming back. And he was just like happy to see us. He wanted to hang out. His wife was like that too. I mean, no wonder he's the number 1 Ghostbuster.
Humbleness will take you away. Now imagine, like how the Star Wars does that credit thing in the beginning and it reads off stuff. Imagine him voicing it.
Yeah.
Well, the 95 movie, she does that too. It's what's her name? Dulcia. She reads the Star Wars style font in the beginning of the 95 movie.
Yeah.
So we could do that. We could definitely put someone to narrate or do, you know, something like that. That's what I mean. The more people we get involved, the better this movie gets. You know,
No,
anyone
absolutely.
who wants to save Power Rangers, it's like the bigger you are, the more affected you are at the con scene, we'll take you. You know how you want to
Yeah,
help.
he's number one.
Because nostalgia's up. That was the whole point of this episode. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug right now. You
And
know.
you know who needs to come out, guys? James L. Jones needs to come out.
Mm-hmm.
If he showed up, that would be huge. And he loves the fans. We
Mm-hmm.
all saw him on Big Bang. You know, he
Oh yeah.
loves Darth Vader. And it's like, dude, if you came out and did the convention scene, you know how much love that would bring, how many people would show up for that?
That's definitely
Yeah, a
one of
lot
the
of,
greater phases.
Yeah.
You
especially
know.
with him being up there in age. He just
Yeah.
signed off I think he just sent over the legal rights for his likeness to Disney.
Yeah.
And his voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have Darth Vader there, the voice of Vader, really do what he does. I mean, to meet with people, I think that would be a huge thing. And he loves the fans. So, I mean, there's some real golden people out there that really love the fans, love what's going on, love what's going out there. Ernie's always supported all the Ghostbuster, you know, independent films. And when they premiered it, you know, on different screens, a lot of times he came out and watched it with the fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's the number one active guy. So, I mean, like, we need more people like that. Mark Hamill used to be like that. I don't see him doing it as much as I'd like as he used to. But, you know, some people do, some people don't. And I got it. It's up to you. But for those that really, they technically don't have to, right? But they step on board and they are that person. It's not they're playing a part. They are that person. And to bring that to light and share that in such that, you know, such a way is really cool. You know, JDF, we all know, was very much like that. You know, so to see, that's why
That's what I was gonna say.
Mhm.
He's like the JDF of Ghostbusters, kind of.
He is. Ernie was that that's why he think about it, guys. JDF got invited to parades, right? To be like, you know, the main person, the main feature at the parade. Ernie, same thing. He's been featured at parades. See, that's what I'm saying. So, like, the love came, even though he had to take it for a minute, but the love came. And with it, money went up, love went up, respect went up, more events went up. You know what I mean? It all kind of just came together. And that's the amazing thing. Even seeing Lee Majors. Lee Majors is he's in his 80s now. And you know, I believe he's 87, Lee Majors. So
Yeah.
and I mean the dude looks tired, but the dude is never out of work, man. He's doing conventions, his lines are always huge. Everybody wants to get with him and Lindsay. So I mean, that's really cool, man, to see these guys out there and blessed. Ernie's 78 and looks incredible.
Still getting it.
He's got
Well,
big arms, man. He's still hitting the
I
gym.
wanna leave. I want to leave answer with something before he dips or before we shut down. The whole goal for me is not just to make a movie and big this whole thing. I want to actually build a school. So, like, if that connection is for real, where we can get all that stuff, like, as soon as I have a building and I've got my license and this Rican's Ranger Academy or Angel Grove University, however I can swing it. I love to do half fencing too. I want to do a karate school and a fencing school and make it a ranger school by day and a lightsaber fencing school by night because of the lights and stuff. That's kind of something that I've always wanted to do to wash the money basically from the entertainment business. Have, you know, some real estate and have a couple schools, kind of like JDF does with his school, Rising Sun. So my uncle is a black belt in Taekwondo. His son's a third degree. So I have family members that would help run it and help do. So that's huge, bro. I want to thank you again. Like, as soon as that call can be made, I will take you up on that because that stuff is expensive and it's to run a whole school. Like, that's going to be a whole nother world to conquer once the movie's successful, you know, and I got to start washing money and having a business and doing, you know, so that's another stage later on. But building a real school for my son is eventually the plan. So if he wants to be a ranger, any kid wants to be a ranger, they got the training necessary to do whatever they need to do, you know, because martial arts is good for them like a vegetable at the end of the day. That's how I feel.
It sure is.
So we appreciate you, Bud, and everybody else in the court who hung out. You guys are awesome. You guys stand on your square too when shit goes down. Like, I love being a part of this community sometimes because it's important for mental health too. Because if you don't have a lot of friends or you don't talk to a lot of people, to be able to help and interact with people who like the same thing you do, to have a bunch of people nerding out on Power Rangers all the time has kind of helped me in my life a little bit. So, I champion that, and I tell Henry that all the time. This little Angel Grove you built, this little viewing globe is good, keep it going. And anyone else who wants to do something with content or do anything, you definitely should. You guys inspired me with this movie. So I just want to leave y'all with that. My boy Drew, this is, our new little venture that we're going to try doing stuff like this to reach out to y'all, get input for the script when I write the script. I love hearing you guys' ideas. Dust gave me some gold early on that I kept for the script. So, like, everyone's going to get their credit, their shout outs. And hopefully, I could show you this thing evolving right in front of you guys and everybody keeps jumping in the pool, man. That'd be awesome. So, if you guys like the show, you like the format, and you like what I did here with Drew, and we'll do it again. This was like the first time we did this, right, Drew? Guinea pig style?
Yeah, we want to. If anybody else wants to come up, they are welcome to come. All is welcome. And I want everybody to think about this thought. Just think about it. If O.J. Simpson was signing pieces of footballs and helmets in prison and clearing dang near $1 million, why can't we make this happen? I'm just saying. Right?
That's crazy. The juice.
I didn't know about that, but that's pretty cool.
They would send a piece of the football, right? So piece of the leather. He would sign it, personalize it. The lawyers would come, pick it up, take it. They take that piece, assemble a football, put it together, box it, send it to somebody. They took a piece of the helmet, brought that in. He signed it. They put the rest of the helmet together, put in a box, ship it. He made almost $1 million on this stuff.
Wow. I'd have him sign a Bronco. If I had one of the new Broncos in white.
Yeah, he did. Shoot, if he was still alive, he'd sign that stuff. You pay him the right money, he'd come out and put on the jersey and the Bruno Mali shoes that are missing. He put on the whole thing and signed that for you. Yeah. See? Why can't we? If OJ's clearing, he cleared money like up until he died. And he got his NFL pension. They never took it. So he was making crazy money and evading the government at the same time, and they never touched him. So I'm like, hey, if he can sign some footballs and some helmets and some jerseys, and they would melt pieces of the jersey, and they'd sign that, stitch up the jersey, mail the jersey to people. So I'm like, if this is happening, how come we can't? Anyone could do something. If this is able to happen for him, I mean, I'm just saying, we're living the American dream. It's kind of living the American dream. It's crazy, but hey, he found a way to make it work. So why can't we make this stuff happen? And why can't people come out and see us? And I got to give a shout out. Ranger Liz, I love your stuff. We want to come on your show. We want to have you on ours. We think you're great. Hope you hear this. We want to get you going. And we want to get going with you. We want to do some things. And I just see a lot of things happening there. So we're big fans, and we're just giving you a shout out over here. So I definitely want to say that.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to have to let you guys go, but I want to say that I'm here for the journey. However I could help, just let me know. You guys will have access to me by phone and through my Instagram, and I'll try to support as much as I can.
Absolutely.
For everybody else, be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Be careful out there. Tomorrow, with it being Labor Day, just be careful out there. And then just be kind to each other. You guys have a good day.
You too. Us. Lots of love, sir. And, oh, shoot, he already left. I was going to tell him, but I'll text him later. So, guys, anybody else want to come up? Rican, your volume.
There was like 3 or 4 people in here the whole time. They rocked with us. So shout to the KoD. They're good. Unless you got anybody back there, shut it down, bro. We're good.
I don't have anybody up here, so I was just gonna let them know if they wanted to come up for a second or anything or say anything. They're welcome to come up. If not, that's cool too. But just to kind of extend that.
we got everything off the list, right? I think it was a
We
success.
I think we did. We went through everything. Yeah, we talked about everything. Ranger Liz, it's us.
Yeah,
Love the
hopefully.
show.
Oh, we got Steph Dana coming through tomorrow. So look for
Yeah.
KoD guys next episode. Steph's gonna come through, chop up. And I think Angel's coming back. We got a couple of things going on. Laura's
Yeah.
got her own spin-off going. So yeah, man. Sounds good. Rising and Jetty, you already know, bro. That was a nice conversation, a nice in-depth, intricate thing with everybody. I like that. That was cool because I want them to feel part of it. So I liked it. I'll definitely do it again whenever you want. So,
excellent, man. It's gonna be good stuff, man. So if anybody else has nothing they want to say or add or come on, I'm telling you, come on. We're gonna
Adventures of Drew and Rican shall continue, part 2.
We're doing that. Wearing Wolverine today. Almost forgot.
Yeah.
Let me know what you guys think. Yes, I do make the hats.
Repping the yellow and blue.
That's what
we should drop this on YouTube too. We'll drop it. I think we can drop it as something. Maybe our first Adventures of Drew and Rican or KoD, whatever you want to do. But it's definitely, worthy of both platforms. I like when we can do that.
Absolutely. So if no one
Drew.
comes forward, I've been Drew Danger. He's been Rican Ranger. You know what it is. This is the new lounge, the Man Cave, the adventures of Drew Danger and Rican Ranger. And we always get into some sort of Raiders of the Lost Ark adventure. Hopefully our faces don't melt off. I'd hate to go out that way. But we have fun. This was something new. We wanted to bring people from the Power Ranger community on and let people talk. And they came up and people were over in the chat talking. And I think it was a good time. So we will be doing this again. I think it was a great idea. So definitely. So next adventure, what will happen? Will Rican Ranger save the world with his Power Ranger script and make it a better place? Will Drew Danger ever find his socks? I don't know, but I got my watch on, so I guess that matters. So you know what? We'll find out next time.
This, that, and more next time on the Adventure of Drew and Rican.
There we go.
That's it, bud. That's how we do.
Ranger time, same lounge channel. And we want to give a shout out to Renee, Miss T, everyone that supports us, everyone that comes through. We're very grateful for all you guys. We don't want to leave anybody out, so I'll say everyone just so that no one feels left out. We really appreciate you guys. So next time, you'll catch the adventure with us and what trouble and mischief we get into. Thank you guys. Stay awesome. Stay blessed. Stay great.